Hey you! I just saw you looking for a video about the Philippine literature before the emergence of English. Well, congratulations! You are in the right video now. Welcome to this video. Today, we will going to talk about the Philippine literature before the emergence of Philippine literature in English. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video as we learn about the Philippine literature before the emergence of English. Just a quick overview. There are three periods wherein literary pieces in the Philippines were already present and evident. These periods are pre-Spanish, Spanish period, and Revolutionary period. So, what are we waiting for? Let's start learning the Philippine literature before the emergence of English. Starting with pre-Spanish. Pre-Spanish literature refers to the literary works of our Philippine ancestors before the Spanish occupation. These literary works prove that our Filipino ancestors had already their civilization, and they were creative and imaginative in every possible way. Pre-Spanish Philippine literature is divided into two main parts. These are written and oral literature. As we all know, written literature is the form of human expression through writing. But pre-colonial literature also practices the art of storytelling called oral tradition. Oral tradition is the passing of stories or tales from one generation to another through the word of mouth. Are you a little bit confused about the definition of the two? Here, I will tell you. Though the definition of oral tradition deviates from what literature really means, this is still considered as part of literature. It's a special consideration. Now, another interesting fact about oral tradition is that there is no permanent story. This means that the details in the story may change depending on the storyteller. There are also common themes evident in the literary pieces during pre-Spanish period. These are natural phenomena, supernatural events, bravery of heroes, and customs and traditions. Examples of literary pieces during pre-Spanish are legends, epic, folktales, and many more. Pre-Spanish Philippine literature mainly mirrors the lifestyle and traditions of the Filipinos before. It may also describe that our ancestors already have the wit and creativity even before we were colonized. Let's proceed to Spanish literature. This literature includes all the poems, essays, stories, and novels written by Filipinos in Spanish language. This literature started as a tool in the religious and political conquest of the Philippines in the 16th century. But it blossomed into a literature of protest against the Spanish. In this period, first books in the Philippines were written, such as Doctrina Cristiana, Urbana at Feliza, Nuestra del Rosario, and Barlaan at Usapat. I will tell you the purpose of some of the books mentioned. The Doctrina Cristiana was an early book on the Catholic Catechism, written in 1593 by Fray Juan de Plasencia, and is believed to be one of the earliest printed books in the Philippines. Barlaan at Usapat was popular fiction among the Christians in Europe in 1712. It is a story about two holy people who were considered as true saints. Nuestra Señora del Rosario is a religious reference to the Virgin Mary. It was established by Father Juan de Dios Camberos. There are lots of Spanish influences in the Philippine literature. First, our periodicals this time gained a religious tone. Second, European legends and traditions brought here became assimilated in our songs, corridos, and moromoros. Third, the first Filipino alphabet, which is Alibata, was replaced by Roman alphabet. And lastly, many grammar books were printed in Filipino, like Tagalog, Ilocano, and Visayan. These literary pieces were proselytized into success because of our Filipino writers during this period. Among these writers are Jose Rizal, who wrote Nolo Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo that tackles about the tyranny and oppression experienced by Filipinos from Spanish rule. Francisco Baltasar, who is widely considered as one of the greatest Filipino literary laureates. Leona Florentino, who is considered as the mother of Filipino women's literature and the bridge from oral to literary tradition. Last but not the least, Andres Bonifacio, who is the revolutionary leader and the president of the Tagalog Republic. Let's get into the last period, which is the revolutionary period. In this period, despite of the unfavorable ruling and tyranny of the Spaniards, the talents and brilliance of our Filipino ancestors never get dimmed. In fact, it was the advent of outstanding deeds, magnanimous achievements, and the uprising bravery of our heroes. Do you know who are the notable characters during the revolutionary period? Some of the notable personas in the revolutionary period are Jose Rizal, Graciano Lopez Haina, Andres Bonifacio, and Marcelo H. del Pilar. Graciano Lopez Haina founded the newspaper La Solidaridad in Barcelona, which served as the voice of Filipino people, while Rizal founded La Liga Filipina. When Rizal got arrested and to be executed, the spotlight was given to Andres Bonifacio, the leader of Katipunan. He issued the Grito de Balintawak as they clamored for independence and armed uprising against the Spanish. Afterwards, magazines, poetry, and pamphleteering flourished. Filipinos were bombarded with diversified catastrophes, but they shone together with their founded literary masterpieces and fought. So that's it. That was the Philippine literature before the emergence of Philippine literature in English. I hope because of this video you have learned the importance of learning your literature and knowing the history behind it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.